So I am really lucky that I get people send me books, and I think last year I got sent this book, which is Sarah Naish's Is Out of Therapeutic Parenting Strategies and Solutions, which is a really helpful book, and it's loitered around in my bathroom for a little while, and keep dipping into it. And actually I find it's kind of a book that makes sense. Anyway, that's not why I'm here. This is not reviews. That's a good book. Buy that book. Yeah, buy that book. But I'm not sure whether you should buy that book if you get this book, which isn't Sarah Naith's new book. Actually, it's Sarah Naith, Sarah Dillon, and Jane Mitchell. This is it feels like a little bit of a development, but a lot of the same sort of stuff, but very laid out in a very different format. I mean, there's a slightly different focus in that this book is built around the experiences of Sarah Naish's 5 children, and it develops this idea around therapeutic parenting. What does that mean? But it also tracks the journey of those children. Now, in the very first introduction, it says, who's this book for? And I think that's a really interesting question, because actually there's no mention of adoption in the title. There might be in the back, I can't see. Therapeutic Parenting Essentials. I think the reality is this is a book for adoption. It doesn't say that. I think it's maybe trying to maximise its, but it tells the story of adoption. It tells about how people get to be adopters, how it tells the sort of the journey of children into that. Some really helpful analogies between 2 rooms, a room that's normal, a room that's full of trauma. And then it goes into some really practical stuff, memory, contact, lying, violence, school uniform, guilt, therapy, shame. I think this isn't a book for me, right? Because, I'm somewhere else in my life and my children are somewhere else. But I think this is a really helpful book because it presents as something that's straightforward. It's written in a style that's really easy to access. It's a start point. It's like an introduction to a huge raft of topics. And I think that people only have a limited capacity, especially, I was thinking about this book being a book that you would pick up at either as you're approaching having a child placed for adoption, or you're becoming a foster carer, or you're a special guardian. Mainly adoption, as you're approaching that moment of child being introduced and you're moving then beyond it, it's a really good book to have on hand, really, just to start to give you this idea of a whole raft of topics. A few pages on each one of them is good enough. It gives you enough light bulb moments to go, of course. And then if it's something specific, maybe it's around violence or shame or lying, then you can sort of dig deeper. So I think it's a really good book. It's written in a really accessible way by the 3 authors, Sarah Naish being the lead element through that. It's written by Sarah Dillon, Sarah Mitchell, but also there's lots of really good input from Sarah's children who have been adopted themselves. So yes, I would recommend it. Caveat always is that someone sent it to me, and I got it for free. And to that end, there'll be a little competition. So if you retweet this, or you kind of whatever, we'll retweet it. So I'll put it on my Facebook, on my Twitter, and if you retweet that, then you will get a chance to win a copy of that, which is out for now. So yeah, I think it is good. It adds to the canon. It's really practical. It's really down to earth. This is what it says in that tin, really. So great stuff.